Hey guys, so welcome to my first YouTube video. Today we'll be drawing Lisica and her treehouse. So here are the ideas that I came up with. I used Pinterest for all my resources or references, but same thing. And then I decided to draw out a few ideas just so I could get like my brain moving and get some ideas out, see what I liked best. I really went with like the fourth photo. With Lisica in front of the ladder. So here I was just sketching out the basic idea of what the drawing I wanted it to look like. Just really a rough draft of everything, nothing like too concrete, very messy, you know, just figuring things out. I don't really change much, honestly, later on. I really liked what I had drawn in the first place. I do a lot of like recopying and copying just so I feel like everything's down the way I want it to. I do end up changing how her eyes look to less crazy looking. I don't know how else to say it. It's when you have the eyeball in the middle, it kind of looks like they're like, whoa, looking at you, kind of funny. And I'm drawing the line art out again because I don't know, I just feel like, and I forgot to flip the photo, or the drawing, I forgot to flip it, but I feel like with this simpler design, like more cartoony, it's a little less hard to get like anatomy wrong, just because everything's so simplified. Not because it's easier, but definitely trying to focus more on background and the entire environment as a whole versus just the character. I'm really into trying to tell a story with the drawing versus focusing on how rendered a character looks, and I think taking a step back from doing a lot of blending and like focusing on just like shadows and colors of the face and just having a simplified like one or two colors really helps with that, especially since this drawing in general, since I'm trying out new stuff, has been taking longer than I usually do. Usually drawings for me, like a full illustration with a simple background, takes only about an hour and a half. That's still a long time compared to some people, and I'm not even like that good of an artist, but I like my art, so you know what I mean by like not a good artist. You know, people like Sam does arts or like Ergo Josh, stuff like that. But like I'm really happy on my journey right now where I am at and like what I'm experimenting with. But yeah, here I'm finalizing the line art for like the third or fourth time. Lots of flowers. I wanted to have her have a lot of flowers and designs, like for earthy designs. She is a fox, and she has her third eye, so she's kind of like a kitsune, but her name is Russian, Lisica. It's, I think, really pretty. It means fox though in Russian. So here I'm just, again, finishing up the line art. I do duplicate it, and then so it gets a bit more refined. And then at the end I do duplicate the line art again and go with a Gaussian blur to give it that kind of like soft look. I don't know how else to say it other than soft. I do get rid of also the doormat saying bug off because she's kind of inviting you to her place. I feel like she would actually enjoy people coming over, or forest creatures, stuff like that. She would want them to come inside. The only trouble I did have a lot with this painting is that the background environment of the leaves, they're supposed to be like big ferns, and I think I just drew them a little bit off, but by the time that I wanted to fix them, it was a little bit too late, and that is something I have to remember. Get the line art correctly, at least to my liking, down before I start painting in the drawing. Here's when I kind of changed the eyes, which I did forget to capture on the screen record, but you can see I made them a little bit fuller or rounder, more connected to the top of the eyelid to the bottom of the eyelid, just so it's not like she's like got that look in her eye. I also like setting down the base colors before anything else, before I start shading one particular item. This gives me an idea of like where things should be and how they should look and what colors go with what. I'm really just playing a guessing game. I change a few things around. I was gonna go with more of a green treehouse, like painted green, but there's also already a lot of green in this drawing, so I didn't want to like over green it. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what I'm going with. And I do change this because that green was not gonna work with that plant. But yeah, just pretty much block things out. Just gives me like an idea where everything is. Also, later you will see me making a layer on top of everything, putting white in it and changing the layer, what is it called? The layer style to color, and it kind of puts like it in all black and white so you can see the contrast, and it really helps to see what colors are way too close to each other, that are next to each other. So like I start off with her with like an orange hair color. It stays orange, but the blue I choose for the shirt is way too close to each other, that it kind of makes it not stand out. So I chose a darker blue in the end for the t-shirt. So here is also where I duplicate the line art and then use a Gaussian blur around 7% to kind of give that soft look again, like I said before. And then I do take my painting into Lightroom just to give it a little bit more of an edge, and I do like adding grain and texture to it just so it looks less digital. I don't know how else to say it, but yeah, it kind of gives it more of a dreamy look and it gives it some more texture. So I have 2 of them now. So yeah, that's how it looks at the end. So thank you so much for watching. It would mean so much to me if you liked the video at least, and if you felt like it, subscribing. Thank you so much and have an awesome day. Bye!